Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Auto Club Speedway out in California for tonight's action featuring the Plan B Sales Development Series. We're going to have a doozy here for you tonight as we've got Ryan Potter in the booth with me, Kendall Kerr, and we'll be excited to bring you 70 laps of action here from Auto Club. Ryan, what are your thoughts whenever you think about this 2-mile track?
Well, typically when I think of Auto Club, I think of a lot of high speed and a lot of sliding around because these tires typically wear out a lot, and you're going to see a lot of good side-by-side racing and good battle.
Well, something that we have got to mention is how much of a great points battle we have shaping up. So far, it's been Jordan Martin and Will Reichert leading the charge, but let's see if we can get the points pulled up here for y'all to see. Yeah, here it is. Will Reichert leading the way, 290 points thus far. Of course, he picked up the win earlier this season. Jordan Martin closing in on his tail, though, 4 points behind and also 2 victories. And last week was a little bit of a strange week. We had a lot of the front runners taken out, but Roberto Ramirez joined the session late, was still able to capitalize and eat into that point lead a little bit. So keep your eye on the 32 car of Roberto Ramirez tonight. Another nice run for Dylan Poteet puts him 4th in the points, and Dalton Beer, Brad Kress, Ty Smith, those guys have all been solid all season long as well. These guys are just getting ready to wrap up qualifying, but looks like thus far it's Jordan Martin sitting on the pole. Nice qualifying effort by Cody Robinson in that 7 car, currently on the outside pole. Roberto Ramirez 3rd, and of course we're going to have plenty of Premier Series drivers in the field here tonight, so that'll definitely be something to keep an eye on. I know Toby Wedgwood will be out there, Alan Kunman. I think there was a couple others in there as well. So Ryan, we just got done running this racetrack just a couple weeks ago in the Premier Series. Of course, Ryan drives the 99 car on Thursday nights. What was your opinion of driving here at nighttime and bringing this ARCA car back here for this series now?
So, in my personal opinion, it felt like it was really difficult to pass here. I don't know if it was a nighttime thing or not, but it seemed like with having multiple grooves and stuff like that, it seemed like there was a lot of side-by-side racing, but it was hard to really get a true advantage. So I don't know if the ARCA cars will make that easier to pass or if it'll be more difficult because it'll be more draft dependent, but it'll be very interesting to see tonight if that's the case or not.
Yeah, and one of our drivers, we're going to see if we can get it working, is Tyler Rush with the 72 car. Has actually volunteered and tried to be our guinea pig to see if we can get a live onboard shot. So that'll be fun to try and mess around with as well. So let's see if we can grab a word real quick with Jordan Martin and see what his thoughts are here going into tonight. And Jordan Martin, this is Kendall and Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, Jordan, so you come into tonight 4 points back of Will Reichert after a pretty strange race last week that took out all the top runners. Sitting P1 so far through qualifying, how you feeling about California?
Well, from my experience in the Premier Series here, I started 4th and I had led a good amount of laps. And I look forward to this race again, one of my favorite tracks, and just keep the car clean and try to stay out the incidents, and we'll see if we be there at the end.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You actually led quite a few laps in that Premier Series race, so this definitely must fall into your expertise and talent level. This track must fit your driving style quite well. So what you got for the folks at home as far as a paint scheme today? I know you like to mix it up a little bit.
Well, since my stars and my stars paint scheme, the one I ran last week at Charlotte got a little bit messed up in a wreck. I decided to stay with it this week to put it back on track to show the fans once again that I'm bringing back out that beautiful blue, red, and white DoorDash machine again.
Nice. All right, well, Jordan, hopefully your luck turns around. We know you were involved in that crash through no fault of your own last week. We'll keep an eye on the O2 car, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir. You have a great race.
Nah, you too, Jordan. That's Jordan Martin, driver of the number 02 car. He's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. And I had forgot about all those laps he led in the actual Premier Series race. That was tremendous for him.
Yeah, I expect him to be really strong tonight. I know he led a lot of the early laps, and I was up front for a good few of those early laps in the Premier Series race, and he was on his own level, especially early. I think he had either a pit road penalty or something that kind of ruined his day, but he was definitely a factor, and I think he'll be very strong tonight.
Well, let's see if we can grab a word super fast with Cody Robinson. It was a heck of a qualifying effort. Cody, you got a copy. It's Kendall and Ryan in the booth.
Yeah, I got a copy. What's going on?
Hey, Cody. So you're starting P2, it looks like. Great qualifying effort for the Labatt Blue car tonight. What's it going to take to stay up front here with these guys here at Auto Club tonight?
I'm not too sure. This is the first time I've ever driven this track, to be honest. I kind of shocked myself into the P2. So I'm just going to try to keep it safe, try to make it to the end. Last week I got DC'd and I felt pretty confident, so I'm going to try to stay on the track.
Awesome. Well, Cody, it was great to see you qualify up there, see a new fresh face, and make it through lap number 1 here, settle in, and bring that 7 car to the lead.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That's Cody Robinson. He, of course, drives down there for Hammer Down Motorsports. Alan Kunman took ownership of that race team, and they got quite a few guys. Brad Kress, Adam Bossy, a lot of the up-and-comers down there. We got to be getting really close to gridding soon.
It looks like we got about 30 seconds or so.
All right, just enough time for us to tell you a little bit about our friends over at SP Designs. That's SP Designs. Be sure to keep an eye on their social media pages as they're starting their own race team here recently. SP Motorsports, it's been fun to have them involved. Of course, longtime sponsor Jimmy McKee in the 9 car as well. And a lot of cool t-shirt designs as well, as Body Shop putting out great paint schemes as always. So be sure to give those guys a like and a follow, and tell them you heard about them from here on the Highline Media broadcast. And while we're waiting for these guys to grid up, of course we can't go without mentioning our Plan B sales code HLRL. Next time you guys are looking to order any kind of die-cast, hats, apparel of any of your favorite NASCAR drivers, be sure to use Circle B Die-Cast Plan B Sales, the largest Lionel die-cast dealer in America, and use code HLRL. You'll get free shipping on your order. They got a lot of good cars coming out of that Darlington race they just had, so I'm sure plenty of die-cast orders going to be getting placed.
I'm sure that Martin Truex Jr. car is going to look real nice, too.
All right, let's cue the starting grid. All right, starting first is going to be Jordan Martin in the 02 car. To his outside is going to be Cody Robinson. Starting third tonight is the 32 car of Roberto Ramirez and Dylan Wedgwood, another nice qualifying effort at the 17. Dylan Poteet's going to start fifth in the 01 car, picking up from his runner-up finish last week. And Matt Owens is starting sixth. He had a great run going till internet problems last week. Right behind Matt Owens, starting seventh, is going to be Will Reichert, your current points leader in the 67 car. And the 15, another nice qualifying effort from Jeff Morash. He's going to start 8th. Starting 9th tonight is going to be Chance Duckworth in the 82 car. And last week's winner to his outside, Trevor Hook. Starting 11th is going to be Toby Wedgwood. I'm sure he's going to be taking an EOL. And right beside him, is Austin Bloom in the 88 car. John Peterson is going to start 13th with Ty Smith to his outside, 14th. Scott McCarris is going to roll off 15th with Jacob Holm 16th. 17th is going to be the 47 car of Stephen Potter with Brad Kress starting 18th. 19th is going to be the 5 car of Andrew Siegel. He'll also be taking an EOL as part of the Premier Series driver. And Steve Rada's going to start 20th. I might run out of time here. Justin Malarkey 21st. Dalton Beer is going to be 22nd. 23rd is going to be the 23 car of Michael Maruga. 24th is going to be Sean Smith. 25th is going to be a newcomer tonight, Tony Whittier. And 26th is going to be our good friend Carl Faust. Jimmy McKee will be 27th, of course, multiple Premier Series winner. And behind him is going to be Alan Kunman, Tyler Rush, and Brady Cox is actually not in the screen anymore. So we got to be getting really close to taking the green flag. I can't believe we made it all the way through that. Pace car's down, and we're green. Somebody's already disappeared. That's Dylan Poteet. Glad to see he's back. Jordan Martin's going to lead him off into turn number 1 and pick up right where he left off from the beginning of the Premier Series race. We see Roberto Ramirez trying to follow him through the bottom there.
It'd be interesting to see if Roberto can clear him off of 2 and make his way into second place there. I know the bottom line should have a good run off, but we'll see if the top line can run.
Oh, and I heard sliding back there. Hopefully it's not a caution. Oh, it is. So turn number 1, one of the widest tracks on the schedule. We've already got a crash, body shop caution. Let's see if we can get you a replay. All right, folks. It looks like it's actually going to start here with the 3 car of Steve Rada. So keep your eye on him and the 73 of Justin Malarkey also involved.
Actually, it starts a little
Oh, yeah.
6 loose.
Oh, and Dalton Beer gets into the... Brad Kress's luck this season has just been awful. I can't believe it. And you're right. I mean, nowhere he could go. He was right to the outside of Jacob Holm there. See if we can get a different view.
It looked like a lot of cars got loose there. I don't know. I know a lot of, based on how the research was, there's a lot of cold tires caused a lot of sliding around in the first couple laps. So I don't know if that's what the product list was or not.
I heard the slide and I knew it couldn't be good. Let's see if we can get a view. I saw Andy Siegel. Looked like he made it through there pretty clean. Maybe we can get an onboard from him because, of course, nobody's going to be coming down pit road on this yellow. You see what Andy saw here. Folks, that's how you do it. You just downshift and start braking, and you'll tend to miss the action as long as you don't get run over from behind. So nice job by Andy there, missing the mess. Well, such a bummer. I'm not even going to bother Brad Kress with an interview because I've had to do that so many times, and unfortunate you get to turn 1 and have an incident that early.
Especially when it's something completely out of your control like that was. Just nowhere for him to go. He was just minding his own business, and all of a sudden he's got a car in his head.
And unfortunately the speeds here are high enough that it's probably going to do some major damage to a lot of those cars. In fact, probably terminal to some. But looks like Brady Cox is going to catch a break in the 86 car. I think he might have missed the grid. And he's got that Kubota car out here tonight. That's going to be a break for him, as he's going to be able to take the lucky dog or wave around and get back on the lead lap. Man, Jacob Holm, I think, actually finished 5th last week. It was a career best, and now we see him parked in his pit stall. I don't even know if he's getting work done because he's not even really legally parked in that box right now. But so these guys got 70 laps here tonight. Of course, they run 50% fuel in this series. This is a tire-eating track. They've got 3 sets to work with in the pits. So I think, you know, if these guys put 10 to 15 laps on the tires and we have another yellow, we'll see them come down pit road, but obviously not after one turn.
I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, maybe 5-10 laps they come down and take a set. How many sets we have here tonight? But you know, 70 laps, it's going to be about roughly 15-20 laps on a tank, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we ran 125 laps here in the Premier Series, and all kinds of grip throughout the racetrack. I think the top half of the racetrack kind of got wore out about halfway through that race, but I don't think these guys will have to worry about it with 70 laps. Toby was talking about how he wanted to rib the fence, so keep your eye on that 52. He'll be trying to make his way from the back to the front. So we're getting ready to go green. In fact, I'm sorry, I missed the pace car pulling off there, and it's going to be Jordan Martin leading the field here.
Looks like a carbon copy of the last race. It's a nice run down into 1 and 2. We'll see if we can clear the 7th.
So yeah, Jordan's pulling off to a healthy lead as we see Dylan Poteet going way up the racetrack. And he's going to be able to make quite a bit of ground in that 01 car. Watch the run he's going to get on that 7 car. Pulls it to the outside, and he's going to be sitting in P3 as they head off into the next turn here of 1 and 2.
I look for Dylan to be very strong tonight. I know, personally, I can tell from experience, momentum does a lot for somebody, and a second place can definitely make you feel a lot more confident.
3 wide all the way through turns 1 and 2, and it's the top lane of Dylan Poteet prevailing.
What a move.
It was nice. Sorry I was having a little bit of trouble there with the ticker, but it's back now. See Will Reichert making his way back up through the field there in the 67 car. And Matt Owens all over the back there at Chance Duckworth. Battles all over this racetrack, and that's what you love to see. I will say, you got to be a little bit more daring in this car to go all the way to the wall than our Xfinity car. Just because of that right front fender being so bowed out, it just kind of sucks you into the wall up there. And when you're running, you know, a couple inches off of it, it's so easy to just accidentally mess up, and next thing you know, you're stuck in the wall.
Yeah, that can cause a lot of issues too, because you can see some drivers will try to do everything they can to get out of that wall, and it'll cause other issues like pulling down the front.
These guys are 3 wide almost the entire way around this racetrack right now. Let's see if we can go on board with Matt Owens and see what he's seeing. He should get a pretty big run here on Cody Robinson, but Cody getting a run on Will in front of him. So many lanes to choose from. That's why originally this series was slated to go to the Bristol dirt track, but the setups that iRacing has come out with lately for the stock cars on dirt just haven't been ideal, especially to put on a good show racing, and we knew this place would, so this became the logical substitution as Matt Owens goes by both of those guys working the high line.
The high line looks very strong in the mid-pack. I hope that continues side-by-side racing throughout the race.
Of course, you're not missing anything out front. It's still Jordan Martin's checked out to over a second lead. It is Dylan Poteet running second right now. So he's kind of shifted his line a couple lanes down the track. But he'll have...
I just hope Jordan isn't burning his tires up too much here. I know if you get out front like that, it just feels like, you know, you're on another planet, and 10, 15 laps to do a run, all looks like these guys are catching you. So I hope that
Yeah, the most exciting battles on the track is still this 6th through 10th area with Will Reichert, Matt Owens. Oh, we see right as the camera changed, it looked like the 7 may have slid into the 82 there, but they're fortunately both able to gather it up. It's another guy to keep your eye on there is the 9 car of Jimmy McKee. He had all kinds of problems in the Premier Series race, but we know he's fast here and fast in general. I'd look for him to look for some redemption here at Auto Club. It's Alan Kunman in that 2 car though that's the furthest up from the back of the Premier guys, breaking out a new Plan B sales paint scheme here tonight, trying to go underneath Jeff Morash and Scott McCarris there.
It'll be interesting to see how quick the Premier Series drivers work their way through this field. I know it can be kind of tricky to pass, so it'll be interesting if they can actually make quick work of the field or if they get stuck in traffic.
So many good battles all around this racetrack right now. So we see Andy Siegel taking the high side right now in the Jim Beam car, looking to the outside of Jimmy McKee. And below those guys is Stephen Potter.
These guys have been side by side for quite a few laps here. Siegel looking really nice with that.
And now he's got Toby Wedgwood all over the back of him. Looking out the back of Jimmy McKee right now. And you can just see everybody working all the different lines right now. They're 3 wide right behind him with Siegel on the bottom there. Stephen Potter taking lane 2. Almost looks like they're 4 wide.
Toby making that nice run on the outside with the 86 right. That outside's going to be really strong.
He had that big run and almost nowhere to go with it. He was trapped with the car and he was inside and then Jimmy right in front of him. Now we see Toby go to the outside of Jimmy. How about Brady Cox in the 86 car? Started on pit road and he's starting to make his way through the field.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of slowly picking his way through the field.
Back up front, it's still Matt Owens in the thick of things, going around Will Reichert on the outside, trying to bring last week's winner Trevor Hook along with him. Track's so bumpy through the back stretch back there. You can see the cars bouncing.
And it's not easy to keep these cars straight when you're bouncing like that, too. That wheel wants to go all over the place.
Oh yeah, you feel it in the steering wheel big time, especially at the end of one of these long runs. As we see Trevor Hook now trying to make a move to the bottom. That would be for 5th spot.
67 got a nice run off behind them too, trying to mix himself into this battle.
And we see Austin Bloom trying to take a look on Chance Duckworth. And Dylan Poteet ever so slightly reeling in the leader right now. Looks like Dylan might have moved a little bit closer to the wall again. It's still been Jordan Martin out front. We've had such good battles, though. We hadn't really had a need to show the leaders because they're a second and a half apart, and these guys are 3 wide for 10th, you know?
Oh, my goodness. There's a big water car.
You're talking about right around the 48 to 82 or further back?
Further back, around the 7, the 2, all the way back to about high 7, 19. It was the tail.
Yeah, you're not kidding. See McCarris drift up the track just so slightly. Kunman's going to shoot it to the bottom right underneath him. Oh my goodness, that was going to be tight if Toby made that move. Toby's a patient driver, elects to tuck in behind McCarris there the whole way down the front stretch.
And patience definitely, I think patience is the key here. Not only will it keep the car good.
Yeah, there is at least 10 cars in this group right here. Well, after the lap 1 accident, these guys have settled into a nice rhythm as we're already on lap number 18 of this one. This is another view I like to take a look at, is the chopper view. You can see the momentum of the low side and the high side into these corners. Just watch this group. The higher you are up the racetrack, the more of a launch you're going to get down the front stretch. But obviously the lower you are on the track, the further you can drive it in.
And you mentioned that we had this long green flag. We just got to see 5 different laps. Like this spot.
Yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on, is this group of cars. They're the 82, the 48. We've got a 5-car battle right here of guys all picking different lanes. So watch the 48 car all the way up against the wall. Watch the launch he's going to get on the 67 in front of him. There he's carrying that momentum to the inside there. But with Will being on the outside, Matt's got to drive it in extra hard and do what they call a slide job. As we see now, Will's able to get the run off the corner. And now he's to the bottom.
I wish height was going to be 88 there.
Well, that's a perfect definition of what's going on with these guys right now. All the guys taking the high line are kind of sacrificing the run into the corner to get that launch down the straightaway. And the opposite effect down there on the bottom. And then everywhere in between is just different percentages of how much you're kind of angling your car to try and get a good run in or off.
And we have a nice battle for 3rd place between the 32 and 17.
Yeah, I saw that Roberto was taking a look underneath them when we were in that chopper view there, and they've both been able to reel in the 01 of Dylan Poteet.
I was concerned about Jordan running up his tires, but man, he is still just driving some of the fastest laps out.
Yeah, he's definitely extending that lead. He was just biding his time there for a while. It's out to 2.6 seconds now. That's still Jordan Martin making up for last week in that red, white, and blue DoorDash car.
And I'm sure Will's probably not liking that, because Will's got he's only got a few points on him in the point standings, and he's gonna probably be trying extra hard to get some good finishes here.
Yeah, still 4 races after this one. They'll go to Darlington for Throwback Week next week. Then they'll hit the high banks of Talladega, go to Richmond, and then finish the season at Atlanta. And we all remember what happened at Atlanta in these cars last season. An incredible battle between DJ Stagner, Curtis Granger, Corey Blevins, and Alan Cunman all the way to the end. And Connor Holden heavily involved in that as well.
I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to see what kind of throwbacks we get with these lot of good.
Yeah, you can get a little bit creative with these old Gen 4 bodies. I'm sure Dylan Body and Roberto Ramirez, Ryan Williams, and Alan Cunman, Toby, all of the painters we've got. Y'all get pretty creative. That's going to be that'll be a race with no Premier Series drivers, so a little further back, these guys still battling hard back here by Cody Robinson, Ty Smith, Justin Malarkey, Tony Whittier. Seems like Ty's kind of struggling right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he has scrubbed his tires off a lot, or if he just can't make a good run on the 70, but he's definitely not doing the best out there. I think his car's better than that. I think he'll work his way to at least in the top 10.
Well, guys, that 72 car right there is Tyler Rush. I'm going to attempt to do something that we've never done here before and see if I can go into his onboard camera. So bear with me 1 second, and Ryan, you'll have to bear with me too. I actually have to jump into his chat, so I'll be right back.
Alright, John, lap 25. Unless you want to keep going. We're coming in this time.
I go one more.
Alright, let's do one more then. 18 spin this time. Let's try to hopefully catch this caution then.
Alright, so that was pretty interesting. We were able to get him pulled up there. I wasn't able to get it full screen. We might have to try again later on in this race, but they were just talking about pitting him and the 16 of John Peterson.
Yeah, there was a lot of pit stops that have been happening, including everybody outside of Jordan Martin. Everybody in the top 5 is down.
Dang, I apologize. I timed that horribly. But it is Tyler Rush staying out right now. And Jordan Martin's still out there.
I think Jordan will be coming in this time.
Yeah, he's giving up a lot of the time to the guys behind him. He is going to come down. It'll be
Yeah, I'm
interesting to
surprised.
see.
I'm surprised when some of that first bunch of cars, there was a lot in that first bunch of cars. He didn't come down the next lap, but hopefully he doesn't lose too much ground from this.
He must be trying to pit on 25 and 50 maybe.
That could be. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to make it to 50 because I know we got a few caution laps in that first round. So hopefully not.
Well, as this thing all cycles out, there's the 32 car of Roberto Ramirez. There's the 01 of Dylan Poteet. The 17 was the other one that was right up there battling for the top 5. I think Roberto's going to come out. Yep, Roberto's going to come out in front of all those guys. So it's going to be between the 02 and the 32 as to
Roberto
who's
might
the
come out
leader.
with the lead here. It's gonna be very close.
There's the 02 coming off pit road, and of course you can't come up onto the racetrack. There's Roberto. So there's your first pass for the lead right there.
That one extra lap was all it took.
Yep, they call that the delta of just, you know, the last lap on those old tires being, you know, almost 2 seconds slower than the first lap of the fresh tires. So if you're running second or third and you can beat the leader to pit road, you can really make up a couple of seconds if y'all are pretty consistent on pit road.
And I wouldn't be shocked to see Roberto really work with this
Oh
car.
no. Thank goodness they just got all the way through those pits. We got another caution. Body shop caution. We'll try and get you a replay. All right, looks like the 47 of Stephen Potter is involved, and the 86 was all out of shape in front of him, and then overcorrects right in front of him, and my goodness, Scott McCarris. Oh man.
I heard him in the race chat say, "If you guys got one on board, go look." So we might have to take a look at that one.
Yeah, let's see what Scott McCarris saw through this, because he had to dodge 2 cars right here and thread the needle. So they just got done pitting, so I don't know that we'll see anybody back down pit road. But watch ahead. This is from the vantage point of the 65, Scott McCarris. Oh, man. That's a great job. Scott's only been on the service for just maybe a month or so, so to avoid a crash like that, that's saying something. Fortunately, I don't think anybody else was involved. Of course, heavy damage there to the 47. You hate to see it. It's one of our newcomers, Stephen Potter.
And the 86 is also a newcomer as well.
Yeah, Brady Cox. He was all out of shape, and it was that last overcorrect to the right got him hit.
Yeah, that looked like, just like the first lap, it looked like it was just cold tires and not being able to keep the car under you through that first lap or two.
Yep, you're exactly right.
I'll tell you who I'm sure loved that this caution came out with Jordan Martin, because he was falling back and forth.
Yeah.
Before that came out.
Yeah, it's actually Roberto leading. Dylan Wedgwood is in second in the 17 car, and Trevor Hook, last week's winner, up to third.
I'm not sure what happened to Dylan Poteet on that in the pits, because he fell all the way back to 8th place.
Yeah, must have had a slow pit stop or slow entry or exit. Well, something we've kind of been doing over the last few weeks has been this throwback ad, so we've got a couple more to throw at you.
Come on back, straight back. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, bud. That's it, come on back. Come on back. Plenty of room. A little bit more. That's it, come on back.
Get things done instantly with the i530 by Motorola. Only $29.99 after $50 mail-in rebate. Nextel from Sprint.
Of course, Nextel, longtime sponsor of the Cup Series, and they put out some good ones with the drivers. And one of the reasons we do those throwback ads, just kind of reminisce about the old times, because they used to have so many commercials during the race broadcast that featured drivers. And it's such a shame we don't see that anymore. It's such a missed opportunity, I feel like, for a lot of the sponsors involved at the Cup Series level.
I remember one of the advertisements right here was fondly that had a lot of drivers involved was the Gillette commercial, the Gillette Young Gun.
Yep, that's definitely on the list to get to eventually. I'll never forget the Newman.
Newman.
Are they doubling up this time?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, looks like they are. I was gonna see about getting somebody up here. You know who we always interview with one to go is Alan. Maybe we can sneak him up super quick. Alan Kunman, what's up, buddy? You got a copy? Alan, it's Kendall and Ryan in the booth. You got a copy? Dang, I guess we couldn't get Alan. We'll try and get him later. I saw that he had worked his way up into the top 5 and looked like he maybe had to come back down pit road or something there.
He's going to have to work through the field again. He might end up having the most cars passed within the night.
Yeah, he's usually a pretty good sport about interviewing with one to go, and with this big track, I figured we could have ended it by the backstretch, and he'd been good to go. So it's going to be Roberto Ramirez getting the chance to launch here with Dylan Wedgwood to his outside. Interesting that Roberto picks the bottom. I guess he's going to prefer that lane, but
he did make the bottom work there on that restart. Made it past the 7th. Maybe it was thinking he can get away here a little bit before we get out of Duke.
well, the pace car's pulling down pit road. Field's in the hands of Roberto.
Green flag, green flag.
And Dylan Wedgwood gets a pretty solid restart there on the outside. And watch this field fan out behind him. We've already got guys 3 wide, 4 wide. They know this is the opportunity that you can make up the most amount of positions you do not want to lift. Down the straightaway especially is what I really meant, but right now kind of focused on this Hornet's Nest area, 4th through 10th.
As we see, the 84 actually clears the 17 and moves way up in second place.
Nice move, Trevor Hook.
Nice little slide job off the turn number 4.
You see Jimmy McKee is starting to make his way towards the front in that SP Designs number 9 car, but watch the run Dylan Poteet's going to get down this straightaway. He was way up towards the top there. We've seen him at the beginning of these runs really able to make the top side work. I'd say better than anybody out there.
I think it's the deepest in traffic he's been on, so hopefully it doesn't affect the traffic. Doesn't affect the speed. We'll see if it does.
And a little bit further ahead, we see Jordan Martin trying to get to the outside there at Dylan Wedgwood, and Trevor Hook closing in on the lead.
Oh, contact!
Oh no! Oh, and Dylan Poteet's involved. Oh, and McCarris. Looks like McCarris and the 89 of Sean Smith were involved. Ugh, heavy damage for him. So that's going to bring out the caution. We saw the contact there. Started with the 17. It was right at the front. Was that the 02 in him that made contact?
Yes. Yeah, it looked like the 02 might have just, I don't know, washed up a little bit. Couldn't quite stick the bottom. The 17 washed up into him.
And Dylan Wedgwood is another car that's had really pretty bad luck this season. Here's a view of it. This is the first part of the accident. You see the 02 comes up, touches the 17. 02 does a nice job saving it, but really the 17 had it saved.
As well.
And there's the second crash that ensues behind him. And we'll see if we can get a better idea of what happened there to Scott McCarris. Of course, we saw him thread the needle. Looked like he might have got hit from behind, but let's see.
He got hit from behind for sure.
Yeah, so he's checking. Yep, he definitely had some help there from the 72, Tyler Rush, and then boom, Sean Smith and the 89. Here, we'll give you his vantage point of this whole thing. Riding on board again with Sean Smith, the 89 car. Oh, yeah, second impact into the tires.
That was a hard crash for a lot of guys there.
Well, it's somewhat of a break there for Roberto Ramirez because he had Trevor Hook all over the back of him. And this race has now hit the halfway point. Did anybody come down pit road there? Just for regular service?
So the only ones I saw were the 17 and the 72 were damaged. I think the 5 might have been down for tires, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't see the 32 in here for an interview, so let's see if Trevor Hook is in here. I don't even see Trevor Hook. I guess nobody just wants to talk to me. You know, Ryan?
I tell you what, though, I mentioned momentum with Dylan earlier in the race. Trevor Hook's probably got the most momentum in the field right now. Win last week.
Yeah, and he's running really, really good. I think he started 10th. He's had to work his way up through the field. Another one that we're just kind of starting to see in the background there that's run really strong the last few weeks is the 88 of Austin Bloom.
And you talk about working your way through the field, James McKee up in 5th.
Yeah, that 9 car is definitely going to be stout and one of these contenders at the end. Again, for those of us just joining, he is a Premier Series driver, so we race on Thursday nights in the Premier Series, and the rule is if come down and run one of these races with a development series, you got to start from the rear. So he has worked his way up to the 5th spot. Alan Kunman in that 2 car is another one. The 52, Toby Wedgwood right in front of him is another one, and then so is the 72, Tyler Rush. 5, Vandy Siegel as well. Still anybody's race, right at the halfway mark here. It'd be nice to see Roberto pick himself up a win. He had some awful luck in this series at the beginning, but he's run well in both the Premier Series and this Development Series and has actually worked his way into the top 20 in points in the Premier Series the hard way without a guaranteed starting spot and locked himself in now.
Yeah, it's been very impressive to see what Roberto's done in both series. He's been very strong down here when he's had the luck for it, and even in the Premier Series, he's had very strong runs. Just kept himself clean and is able to keep things up.
Well, the pace car's down. We'll see if Trevor Hook can get as good of a restart as Dylan Wedgwood did last time. Not quite as good as Roberto gets quite a launch. And right back here is what's... Yeah, look at Jimmy right in the back of Austin Bloom there. He's going to take it 3 wide into turn 1. This guy's doing a great job. I'm going to jump back into the blimp picture so you can just see these runs start and where they're coming from. See, the O2 car is able to drive it in so deep.
Car just sticks so well to the corner. It slides up a bit, but just enough where it doesn't. Jordan wants that lead back.
Yeah, and these guys need to hold him up because I think if he can get that lead, he's going to check out again. Let's give a call to Chance Duckworth in the 82 car. He's up to 6th spot. Running really well tonight.
And we haven't really talked about much tonight. Is the 67 Will Riker up to 4th?
Yeah. So these guys are thinking about making it 3 wide for the lead. Jordan gave Roberto plenty of room up there. Look at... Wow! Trevor Hook
Wow, what a
almost
move.
in the back. Well, that's going to propel Roberto back out front and lead that lap.
It looked like Jordan just said, you know what, you guys can do this. I'm going to make this unstoppable.
Trevor all the way up against the fence as we see Will shoot the middle. 3 wide per second.
He might make
And
that
watch
work.
the
Look
run.
at Duckworth.
Trevor had to lift as we now see Will go into the bottom, and they're going to take it 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, this is fantastic racing. Will dives it in really deep in. See if he can stick the slide job.
And that's going to be a huge bonus point if he can hold on to it. I think he did lead that lap, but it was close. Trevor had all the momentum on the bottom.
Oh, it was close. 2/100ths of a second.
Put Trevor Hook back out to the lead, but watch the run these guys right behind him are going to get. Tremendous racing for the lead right now.
This is fantastic.
These guys are putting on a better show than the Premier Series did here. And a lot of that, I think, might be just the way these ARCA cars drive here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much the draft was going to be effective, but it looks like it's keeping, for the most part, keeping the leader right with him versus the back.
One thing that is kind of a variable that we got to consider about our Xfinity race, we see Trevor Hook dive to the bottom again, was, do you remember how much fog was randomly generated for that race?
There was a lot of fog. It was very cold, too, but there was a lot of fog.
Because our practice sessions we ran before, whoa, what a run for Will Reichert.
Wow.
And here comes Jimmy with nowhere to go, right to the back bumper of the 84.
I'm sure Jimmy will find a place to make his move sooner or later. Don't worry about that.
No need to switch the camera off the front right now. This is the battle for the lead as Will Reichert's currently got it. Trevor Hook trying to grab it back. 2 SP Designs cars in the picture back there, as well as Austin Bloom on the bottom, and we know Jordan Martin's been fast all race long. A pack of about 15 cars right there.
Jordan's in about as much traffic as I think he's done in all the race. He's back 8th and 9th here. Man, what a lot of cars this is. This is a lot of cars right here.
The main thing right now, Ryan, is just not lifting. I mean, if you have to lift on the straightaway because you get yourself boxed in behind somebody and with someone below you, that's going to kill all your momentum for a lap or so.
Yep.
As we see 3 wide for third place right now. Matt Owens up high, Jimmy in the middle, and Trevor Hook going back for the lead once again. This is the kind of racing that we were getting during our practice sessions when we first ran them in the Xfinity car that we were hoping to get for our race. And I really think that that weather affected things a lot, how the cars were able to grip the corners.
I agree. Look at the 84 all over the back bumper of the 67.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Could you imagine if he turned him right now? There would be...
Oh, man.
Look at all these cars would be involved in that.
That'd be a big one and a big one and a big one for sure.
Look at Matt Owens taking the 48 car all the way to the top of the track. And Alan Kunman down low.
Alan, he's probably passed a good 40 or 50 cars tonight at this rate.
Still Will Reichert leading the field. The question's going to be is which one of these guys has saved their tires best to make a run here as they start to age with this old track surface.
Oh, contact! There goes the O2!
Oh, no. Oh, he locks it up. He's hard in the wall.
No caution.
No caution because that was off the racing surface. Were you able to see who got him?
That was the 2 of Alan Kunman. Looked like it was just kind of a racing incident. They were both going for the same piece of real estate. And Alan, looks like they just kind of made contact and the O2 got sent down to the inside.
Hopefully it's still early enough in this race. Maybe he can catch a caution and pit for repairs. But the guy that's loving to see that is our leader right now, Will Reichert, points leader by 4 points over that O2 car there of Jordan Martin.
I hope Alan doesn't have too much damage from that. That hurts his car here either.
Another car that's really fading a lot right now is Roberto Ramirez in the 32 car.
Yeah, he was running that car really hard, so I wonder if he might have just warmed the tires up a little bit and just fallen back and threw it down.
And these guys are still going to have to make at least one more pit stop, as we've got 24 to go this time by.
These guys are starting to single file out a little bit. I think they realized there was a lot of hard racing that's going to cause some bad stuff pretty soon. So I think they're going to single file and run some clean laps for a while here.
The other guy I want to give a call to, Toby Wedgwood, that 52 car. I know he has not practiced a single lap for tonight's race. Wasn't even able to make the Auto Club race in the Xfinity Series. And look at him driving up here right now in the top 6 or 7 cars.
It's nice to see him having some good luck for a change, too.
I know, he seems to have passed all of his bad luck on to Brad Kress and his brother.
Yeah.
So he's stuck right now in a position where he can't go anywhere. He had Allen underneath him and right in front of him, Austin Bloom in the 88. Now looking out the back of Will Reichert. Everybody just kind of riding around the top right now. I don't know if everyone's just kind of worn out the bottom the similar way we did to the top with our race or not.
I think everybody's probably just, I would say the mind is being confused right now. They don't want to get too much stuff this early. Get closer to the end of the race, but they can't be one lap to the 8.
See right now, Chance Duckworth takes the 82 car down towards the bottom. And I think Chance actually did run the Premier Series race, so he's got quite a few laps here at Auto Club to rely on. But you'll see how that bottom just dies out down the straightaway.
I actually think he ran fairly well in Auto Club too. Like 12th or 13th. He was pretty solid, especially on the long run.
Yeah, he finished 10th at Charlotte in the Premier Series. He had a really old computer for a while. I actually sold him my old computer, which was an upgrade for him. And ever since he's got that, he's been jumping back on iRacing a little bit more seriously again. So some of the skill sets starting to transfer back over. He, of course, races a late model at his local track, Magnolia Speedway. The Mag as they call it. So he's trying to make a move right now on Jimmy McKee. He's sandwiched between two SP Designs cars. Oh no! Oh, big impact. Matt Owens caught the wall ever so slightly, and we see the 88 car up on his side, similar to Brad Keselowski when he was in the 88 car. That's going to bring out the body shop caution once again. See if we can get you a pretty good angle of what happened here, as it starts with the 48. He gets a run on the 82, and he just catches that right front. And the 88 gets the worst of it and had nothing to do with it.
I don't know what it is with these ARCA cars. Like, I saw it last week too. They love to just get on the side of the wall.
Must be that new damage model, because I love the new damage model, by the way. I know it caused us some problems, but
once they got those problems figured out, it's a very good model.
And here's what Toby Wedgwood saw of this incident. And you said his luck is starting to turn. My goodness. Last season he'd have been involved in that for sure. We'll see if we can get him up in the booth here in a second. I know they're going to come down pit road.
That was a tough break for Matt Owens too. He had a very good race going until that. He's got a lot of damage on the pit road here.
So everybody comes down pit road here.
I'll tell you who that caution was a good break for was the 0-2 of Jordan Martin, because I'm sure he has quite a bit of damage to fix, plus he can catch back up in the field.
A couple of guys staying out right here. That's an interesting call, because if they can go 5 laps or so and then pit again, they'll have the freshest tires in the field, but they'll have a long way to go. It's a big field tonight. Maybe they're trying to play fuel strategy. I don't know, but those tires have got to be pretty old.
Oh, it looks like everybody that stayed out, they're either on the tail end of the lead lap or half 2 and 7. Maybe they pit a lap fully, but they're showing up like a minute and 17 seconds.
Alright, I'm going to see if we can get Toby up here. Toby Wedgwood, you got a copy, buddy?
Hey, I got you.
Hey, tell us about your night in the Highline Media Machine.
Well, seems like we're having a pretty good night once we can get that top rolling. That's kind of my favorite place to be, so this track lends itself to that. We've been having some good runs, kind of picking our way through here, and man, that last caution was a little wild, don't you think?
Yeah, we were just mentioning your luck is starting to turn, because last season you'd have definitely been on your side in that incident.
Right. Yeah, I seen it coming in front of me. He got into the wall, and then all of a sudden they just started flipping in front of me, so I just jerked it hard left. And
what's crazy is you had the 73 to your left too, so he must have been on top of it and getting down lower too. And I mean, it really was a lot of good luck in your fashion, which we hadn't seen a whole lot of lately. So you had a great run so far.
Yeah, thanks. Feel good. I think we can come out of here with a good finish. So hopefully we can keep putting it together and be there at the end.
I think if you can follow that 9 car, you'll be in really good shape. He seems to really know how to save his tires.
Oh yeah, he's an ace at it for sure.
Well, good luck, Toby. Thanks as always for talking to us, and we hope you bring that thing home in one piece and a great finish tonight.
Hey, thanks, guys.
That's Toby Wedgwood, of course, the founder of Highline Racing League here. All the way back in 2011, started this thing on the Xbox, and a lot of responsibility falls on the shoulders of that guy, and we appreciate all he does to keep this thing running.
Yeah, and he's done a very good job of growing it to what it is today, too. I'm certainly very proud to be a part of this league.
Yeah, at times it gets really, really stressful when you've got multiple cliques involved and incidents and sponsorships and everything, but it really is something that helps you get through the week, and I think we've got a really, really great group of guys that show up on a regular basis to race around. All right, so we've got Will Reichert back out front. Trevor Hooked is outside. Of course, Premier Series driver Jimmy McKee as the pace car pulls off. And these guys should be good to the end on fuel, so time to hang it all out there as we see Will Reichert hit the accelerator pedal. Looks like he's going to bring Jimmy McKee along with him, but we've seen Trevor Hook be strong on that outside line. Let's see what happens as they exit 2.
You see, we'll take that middle line down. Seen that too much. Oh, he gets loose!
And he hangs on to it. What a save!
It's going to cost him a lot of time, but at least it didn't cost him a race.
And what a move by Trevor Hook, as he's going to take the 84 car to the lead. And back out back, these guys know it's time to go. See, Toby fell back a little bit. Not sure what happened on the start with him. Maybe he's just saving his stuff.
I want to give a call quick to Tyler Rush in the 72. He was involved in that one accident with the 65, and he has worked his way up into the top 5 of the corner.
Yeah. At one point, he was like 20 seconds off the pace, and here he is, like you said, in 5th, making a move on Chance Duckworth for 4th, as we see a battle for the lead in front of those guys. Jimmy McKee dives it hard into turns 3 and 4, trying to stay underneath at Trevor Hook, and not going to be able to do it this time by.
Trevor does a really good job of holding that top side and holding his ground.
And Toby's been able to work his way around a couple of guys. He's back up there in his comfort zone up high. How about Trevor Hook? And what a move that just was by Tyler Rush. Dropping it to the bottom. Almost looked like he diamonded that corner big time. Made it 3 wide, and it's going to pay off.
Yeah, it's very nice to see Trevor Hook having good runs here. I know he's also been in that situation where he's kind of had a little bit of bad luck here and there, but it's nice to see his...
Oh, no, Toby! We just jinxed him. I was just switching to his onboard, and he caught the wall and slid it to the inside. Was able to get out of everybody else's way. You know he's going to blame me for that one. Announcer's curse. We were just talking about his good luck. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I'm surely surprised that didn't take out more cars, though. You don't see a whole lot of times the cars spin across the track.
No, all the way from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
These guys have really done a nice job out here tonight, minus that lap 1 incident, but...
Yeah, there's been a lot of guys that would get loose, but they've done a really good job of saving it and getting out of everybody's way.
Right now, Tony Whittier, one of the newcomers, trying to make a move on fellow Camaro driver in front of him, Chance Duckworth. This guy's riding the middle lane right now. It's still all Trevor Hook. And I'm wondering how much Jimmy is just kind of riding and saving his stuff. He's almost as good as Curtis at saving his stuff. Of course, Curtis Granger, previous Highline Racing League champion, known for his long run speed. As we see a little further back there, Tony is dropping it to the bottom of Chance Duckworth. Both those guys reeling in Roberto Ramirez in front of them, though.
Looks like the 72 of Tyler Rush has internet.
Oh no!
He's had such a good run too.
As soon as we bring it up. Looking out the back of your leader right now, Trevor Hook. Jimmy's been able to make up a little bit of ground down there on the bottom. I know the last time we were here, I liked to run all the way at the top of 1 and 2 and then drop it down to the bottom of 3 and 4 as we've got a caution. They were 3 wide back there. This is going to make things interesting for the end.
Looks like maybe a 7 of Cody Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
7 of Cody Robinson gets into his team owner. Alan Cunman. Oh, Jeff Morash was out of shape, and Cody shot it to the bottom to avoid him and hit Alan. So they both spun it to the inside, but 2 cars making contact. That's going to bring out the caution. I'm not sure if the 15 caught the fence. Or
It was very slow from the top end of that.
I think maybe Cody just kind of jerked the wheel to the left to miss him, and it was just enough to get him loose.
Just a chain reaction, it looked like.
So everybody should have 1 extra set of tires. Who comes
I
down
know-
pit road?
I know personally, if I was anywhere on this track, I think I'd be coming down for him.
So Trevor's in a really bad spot right now as the leader. If he pits, people are going to stay out. I think I'm pitting, though. They're going to go green with about 6 laps to go. They've put probably 15 laps on these tires, and they fall off on a run anywhere between 2.5 seconds, so they're probably already a second and a half slower than they would be with fresh tires. I think you got to pit. I think I'd rather pit and lose the race that way than stay out and just get swarmed, you know?
Absolutely. I've always been a firm believer that that set of tires isn't going to do you any good afterwards. So, might as well use them up while you got them.
You see everybody coming down. Oh, the 73 is going to stay out. And so is the 18 of Ty Smith. Jordan Martin's going to stay out as well. Is Jordan Martin on the lead lap?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So this is going to split the field up a little bit. This what makes for a great finish. I just hope they don't run each other over with those old tires. Let's see who can execute here on pit road. I wonder if anybody's willing to take 2. I definitely wouldn't do that, but looks like Jimmy McKee is going to win the race off pit road. Followed by Trevor Hook, Roberto Ramirez, Tony Whittier, Dylan Wedgwood, Will Riker, and Chance Duckworth had an awful pit stop.
Jimmy got off there really quick. I wonder if he took 2 tires.
I wonder. Let's see if we can get Jimmy up here and ask him about that. Jimmy McKee, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Did you just take 2 tires?
I will tell no secrets.
Hey, nobody else got to find out until they go watch this thing, but I was just saying as everyone came down pit road, I don't know that I would take 2, and here you are. How many cars are in front of you that you think you got to get by here? It hadn't reset on our screen yet once they get to the line. Anyways, talk to us about your night. It looks like you were just kind of biding your time there. You and the 84 were probably going to fight it out. Were you saving your stuff? It looked like you tried to make a couple moves to the inside, but the outside seems to be the preferred lane as the bottom's getting stalled out.
Yeah, I was trying to lay back. We had, 10 laps to go or so, and I didn't want to burn it up, especially with Roberto and all them behind me. It looked like they were saving too, so I just want to make sure I didn't get caught and had enough for the end and pass that 84.
Well, it looks like you're going to restart here 6th. What's going to be the key here with 6 laps to go to get through these guys in front of you safely, but still maintain the fresh tires behind you?
Just gonna
go where they're not.
I don't know where they're going to go, so I don't know how spread out they'll get, but we're going to try and get a good restart, get a good run off of 2 here, and see if we can't get up to 3rd within this first lap, and then go from there.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you go. We know you're double filed up. We're sending you to Hammer Down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Have a good one. Have fun out there. That's Jimmy McKee. Keep an eye on him. He'll be the first one with fresh tires. I think he's got 2. I think Trevor Hook will be the first one with 4 in that 84.
I'm not sure how 2 tires work, but I'm really excited to find out.
Pace car's getting ready to pull off. We've got Justin Malarkey out front. Elects to take the outside lane. That's interesting. That's going to help James McKee couple of these guys up front we hadn't seen up there. And there goes Malarkey with the launch, and look at Jimmy McKee. That was exactly what a break he needed. And it's a bad break for Trevor Hook behind him. Malarkey got a great restart.
One thing I will have to say, though, to keep in mind with is the fact that, again, a lot of these guys are on fresh tires, so hopefully they don't get loose and spin out with all how cold they are.
Yep. We see Jimmy said he wanted to be the third through turns 1 and 2, and there he is. A little further back, Trevor Hook is getting held up. He's actually now behind Roberto Ramirez, sliding up the track. That's going to force Dylan Wedgwood to get out of the gas. Behind him a little further is Chance Duckworth, but oh, we got a yellow. That's going to force a green-white checkered, and that's going to play into Ty Smith and Justin Malarkey's hands and Jordan Martin. We'll get you a replay on the crash here. All right, so this one's going to start with the 23, and then the 7 and the 2 almost do the exact same thing that they just did. 23's way out of the gas, and then just kind of takes out Cody and Allen. Sort of surprised they threw a yellow for that. I guess all that contact between those cars.
Must have drew enough smoke up on the track that they decided they wanted to throw it out for us.
Well, that's for sure going to create a green-white checkered scenario. Justin Malarkey in the lead. Let's see if we can bring him up here. Justin Malarkey, you got a copy.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, tell us about the call to stay out there, and it might pay off here with the green-white checkered. What do you got to do to finish these guys off?
Yeah, car is super good on the long run. It's all about getting on the outside, and I was pretty much right there riding with them. And I saw them all pit, and I'm like, I'm just going to do it. Because I knew if I pit, I'd be restarting 7th on the inside or something, and it's just, you don't want to be on the inside, so I'll take my chances here.
Yeah, choosing your own destiny. Well, I think that 9 car behind you in third there is the first one with fresh tires. The next one would be the 32. So good luck out there. We like the interesting strategy that kind of shuffled the field at the end of this thing. It makes it always exciting.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm gonna see what we got going here, and I'll pull that out.
I was just thinking it would be good karma or retribution for you, because you kind of got beat in one of these races by somebody staying out in the last minute, Daniel Clark. And you almost got him as the yellow came out, and you might be able to pull off a W the same exact way. So good luck, Justin.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, that's Justin Malarkey. Of course, he races a teammate with Austin Bloom for Upfront Esports. A couple of Dodges, always strong.
I personally, I love that call. The way he said it, he said, if we come down pit road, we're going to be restarting 7. Why not, with what we had, 6-7 laps to go on that restart, why not take a chance? I love it.
Yeah, and if you're the leader, there's a good chance you're ahead of the caution that's really likely to come out with the field being shuffled like that. So we saw Daniel Clark in the 59 car steal a win earlier in the season that way. Wonder if Justin can do the same thing.
And it looks like we are 1 to green here, so I don't think this is actually going to count as a green-white check. I think this is going to be all in regulation here.
Wow. Of course, we run 2 extra green-white checkers if necessary. The guy I'd keep my eye on is Jimmy McKee. I look for him to make it 3 wide pretty quick, or at least jump to the bottom of Ty Smith.
See Justin like at the outside here. I think that's really smart with the 2 guys with freshest tires. Jimmy and Roberto are going to be both starting on the inside.
Yeah, we heard Justin say he's preferring that top lane anyway, so he'll be right up there. And he'll get that launch off a 2 with 2 laps to go. That might be all he needs. We'll see. Pace car comes through 3 and 4 here. It's going to pull off. And there goes Justin Malarkey. Looked like a lot of the field got a pretty decent restart. Jimmy McKee forced to go right to the back bumper there of Ty Smith. Of course, you can't change lanes in this league until after the line.
I got a pretty good restart there, but Jimmy was just so much better on the front tire. He's 3 wide.
3 wide. Jordan Martin down there on the bottom. Jimmy's got to get going and have a chance. These guys are coming to the white this time. I don't know if the fresh tire guys are... Oh, we see... Siegel goes one to the left, hard into the wall.
No caution. They're gonna stay green here. Look at Ty Smith at the inside of the 73 lead.
Look at Ty go.
Oh,
and they're both in the wall.
Oh, there's more contact.
Oh man, that was going to be a great finish. But we'll get to see him rack it up again. That was going to be an incredible finish.
There was a lot of contact off.
Well, once again, the body shop caution's out. We'll get you a replay. They were close to the line.
They were so close to taking the white flag there. Looks like the 15 might have been involved in that.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better camera angle than that. All right, so here's the 15, Jeff Morash. Austin Bloom cups up. Austin not quite clear. Jeff gets a little bit out of the gas. Allen taps him, and then the whole track's blocked. And we see some serious contact. I saw the 65 was involved, and after missing that first wreck, it's been a long night now for McCarris. Here's the second part of that crash. Oh no. Big impact. Well, we've talked to Justin, we've talked to Jimmy McKee. Let's see if we can bring Stephen Potter in the 47 car up here. Stephen Potter, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, well, it looked like that was going to be a really wild race to the finish there. A lot of contact between everybody there in the top 4. Tell us about your night. Tell us about the call to stay out, and what's it going to take to pull out a W here for the 47 car?
I had to stay out. I didn't have any tires left because I got in that wreck early, but I was hoping we wouldn't go caution there. I feel like I had a run on them coming off that corner, but we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, so the first car with fresh tires is that 9 car, but heck, it's probably starting to even out. Y'all only had 10 or 12 laps on your tires before that. I guess the 73 will probably take the outside lane here, so you really got to get the 18 to get a good jump.
Yeah, I think the outside's the way to go, but I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully maybe they'll get into each other and I'll still win.
Yeah, well, nice run out there, Steven. It's good to see new faces up towards the front. Car looks great, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end if you can pull that thing in victory lane.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, that's Stephen Potter, one of our new drivers. And we'll see if he can pull out a win here tonight.
Great run for him, too.
Yeah, so he said he was out a set of tires, but the strategy really worked out pretty well. I mean, look at poor Trevor Hook right now. He's trapped in 7th spot. With
Roberto's still in 6th, yeah.
How about John Peterson? 16 car stayed out there, and he's running 8th still.
Yeah, it looks like the call to stay out might have been the right call, especially with these cautions. I'm sure, like you said, the tires are probably starting to even out, especially with some heat cycles and stuff like that. So we'll see how much of the advantage there actually is for these front tires.
So this will be green-white checkered attempt number 1, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because we
should be
technically
anyway.
got a 2-lap to go restart.
Yeah, it is indeed one of a 2.
I just hope we can finish under green. I always start getting nervous whenever we get to these green-white checkers at the big tracks, you know.
It's interesting to see the 73 take the high side with both the 9 and the
I
13.
know. If I'm the
But,
73, I'm taking the bottom. I know he likes the top, but if you can get a decent launch, you can get your car back up there to the top and not have to fight off Jimmy McKee. Of course, Malarkey's relatively new to the league too, so he probably isn't quite as familiar with, and I am so sorry. Here we are, we're green.
We already went 3 and 4 wide there before we even got into turn number 1.
And Jimmy all over the back bumper as we see Roberto Ramirez has made his way through there. And 57's in the wall. Down to the inside. I don't think that's going to bring out the caution.
From the top to the bottom without a call in front of waiting for anybody else.
Seen that a few times tonight as they're coming to the white flag this time by.
Look at the 16 of John Peterson up the 5th.
Wow. Chance Duckworth making it 3 wide on the bottom back there. And we're going to see these guys drive it in for all it's worth, and there's some contact.
Looks like he's the only one involved.
Lots of wrecks tonight where it's just been one car involved, and we see another crash behind. Coming into 3 and 4, what's Malarkey do?
Does he give him a bump? Does he get him
You
out
got
of
to!
the
Oh no! And Ramirez goes to the bottom. It's going to be Roberto Ramirez in a very similar fashion to Daytona on his Premier Series win. Right spot, right time. Roberto Ramirez wins it.
Wow, what a finish.
And John Peterson comes home second. Dylan Wedgwood third.
Third after that wreck he was in. What a great finish.
And I have got to apologize to the viewers at home that we were stuck whenever I did the caution replay. I was stuck not in live time when we were looking at that. Fortunately, I heard him say green flag and was able to jump to it, so we missed the very beginning of that restart. But let's take a replay at how Roberto is just sitting in the right spot at the right time at the end of this one. I mean, Justin Malarkey did exactly what he had to do there. I was surprised he was able to make another run at Jimmy with those old tires.
He must have got a really good one off the 2 to get even close to there like that.
Go with a different camera angle here. Because he was all over the back of the 9 car. There's where we see the contact, and then he comes. And that's exactly what Roberto Ramirez needed. And there's no lifting on the last lap.
I would say for Roberto, that is redemption for the Kentucky race last season. He ran out of gas coming out of 4.
Yes, for sure.
Finally got the redemption out of 4 even. That's kind of ironic.
Well, let's get some of these guys up here and get ready to talk to them. Hopefully Roberto will jump in here. I know sometimes he's not always in the Discord, but he usually, if he knows he's in the top 3, will pop back in here. So we saw the 47 wreck at the end. I mean, he got hit from behind. We saw the 88 get into the wall and go from the top to the bottom.
I believe that was actually the 57.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tony Whittier in the 57. Come on, Roberto, burn them down. So there's your winner, Roberto Ramirez, and that's going to make the point standings even more interesting. He was 23 coming into tonight, and of course in this series, it looks like he's going to put it in victory lane. I like it.
And Roberto actually gets a nice benefit from this too because he the 67 and the O2 didn't really have the best finishes tonight. They had some issues and stuff, so he'll definitely close up.
Yeah, 67 ends up 10th. Not sure about the O2. O2 7th. So it'll be pretty close. Of course, we give a lot of bonus points to the actual race winner. So I think you end up with 7 bonus points for a race win. Hopefully Roberto will pop in here and get a word with him. But oh, he's ready. All right, let's pull him up here. Roberto Ramirez, what's up, buddy? Tell us about the call to take 4 tires, and then obviously be in the right spot at the right time there at the end of that one.
Man, that was a race. It was just chaos from start to finish, really. I mean, we were packed up most of the race. It was probably the most intense race I've run in a while, and was a little bit skeptical of, the decision to pit. I think it was lap 62, that caution, and I just never stopped. I never gave up. It didn't look like it was going to happen. The first couple of cautions, just didn't get the restart I wanted. Wasn't picking him up, putting him down quick enough. But last restart, got a good start, and just I knew that was my last chance, and I just took it. I knew that they would probably have a chance. I knew I'd probably have a chance at getting them if they got together there in the last corner, so I backed it up a little. And I took it just right to avoid the 9 there.
Roberto, it looked like you were getting stuck in the wrong lane of every restart at the end of the race there. And you must have had a monster restart on that last one. I actually screwed up the telecast and was stuck in replay mode, so we weren't live when they went green. And I just clicked, end of session right as I heard green flag. So I saw you were already had made up 2 spots. Did just one lane get going better than the other, and finally work out on a restart there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy was getting great restarts the whole race, so I was pretty excited to be right behind him on the last one, and Justin took top, so top just got rolling so much better than the inside. I was clear of the first car on the inside by the time we got to turn 1, so from there I just went after it, and we ended up getting it done.
It looked like it was a lot of fun to be out there driving. All those lanes to choose from to drive in, and then this is going to really close up the points too. You came in 23 behind. It looked like the points leader Will finished 10th, and Jordan Martin was 7th. Plus you'll get all those bonus points for winning. It's going to be a tight points race all the way to the end. And we go to Darlington next week. What's your thoughts?
I'm really excited for Darlington. Definitely one of my favorite tracks. So hopefully that one goes well. But I'm just glad that I was finally able to close one, because even though I feel like I've been top 2, top 3 car a lot of weeks, I just haven't really been even close to getting the deal done. So it means a lot to finally click that off the list, and looking forward to it. I mean, it's been tight all season, and finally got I've been needing a win for a while, so I'm glad to finally check that box.
Well, maybe you got the monkey off your back here and can knock down a few more. So, and it wasn't luck. I mean, you got to put yourself in the right position to win, and you've been in position to win a few of these, and it finally just went your way. So, congratulations on the win, Roberto. Before we let you roll out of here, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Plan B Sales, SP Designs, Racing Warehouse, Butt Kicker, Ready Foundation, RBG, Thirsty Goat Entertainment, Body Shop, Sim Racer Coin, Highline Media. You guys are putting on the broadcast. Everyone that puts this series on, can't do it without you guys. And I want to thank Ryan Hines. Did a great job spotting me for that race. He told me to back up the last corner, and I paid off quite well. So
yeah, I didn't realize how close it was till we were just kind of watching you in slow motion there from the far chase, and it was pretty close. So hey,
I wasn't
congratulations!
Sure if I was going to hit him or not, but I didn't want to take my foot out of it.
No, yeah, you did the right thing, and congratulations on a well-deserved win, Roberto. Enjoy it, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, so that's winner Roberto Ramirez. gets the job done tonight. Finally gets the win here in the development series, and it's going to be a whale of a points battle the rest of the way. Let's see if we can get second place John Peterson up here. It's definitely his career best race. You want to interview him, Ryan?
Yeah, sure.
Here he is.
John Peterson. It's Kendall and Ryan up in the booth. You got this?
Yes, sir.
Second place, career high finish. How did you avoid all the chaos on that last lap?
I'm just built different.
Alrighty then. You started what, 13th, and you worked your way up to second. So I'm sure there's a lot of passing and stuff like that. How was the car out there driving?
I'm not gonna lie. I was probably a 20th place car. Realized how important track position was. I ran like 20th, 16th most of the race. Decided to slap on 2 tires with 10 laps to go. It worked really well. Restarted like 13th, and then I had like 3 really good restarts.
That answers a question for how you got up there so fast. We thought you might have stayed out, but it was that 2 tires that was allowing you to drive back up there. So it was a great call.
That was a great call.
Way better. Like last week, I tried a similar call because I used up all my tires in an accident with like 50 laps to go. It's not optimal, obviously, but I finished 6th that race. So I don't know. I got a golden horseshoe stuck up somewhere, apparently, because I'm just freaking lucky somehow.
Hey,
P2 is P2.
You take a second place finish whenever you can get one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we go to Darlington next week. How do you think about that one?
I can't run more than 2 laps at Darlington right now, but, you know, you put a little practice in, maybe a few resets, maybe, you know. I don't know.
I can promise you the resets won't be in there, so just get you a little practice
well, no, like in
and
practice.
Get it figured out. Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's like a big no-no in this league is the resets. But yeah, you got anybody you want to thank before we let you go, John?
Oh man, how do I? Let me tell you, I got my friend Dan Asher designs baller paint scheme on the track. Creative Critters. If you're ever in the need for crocheted animals, go on etsy.com/creativecritters.co. Some of the best crocheted animals money can buy. My mom, my dad, the Lord, and I don't know. Other than that, I'm pretty happy, pretty pumped.
All right, well, John, go celebrate that second place run, career best finish for the 16 car tonight, and we appreciate you joining us in the booth.
All right, thank you.
All right, so that's the thoughts of John Peterson, a career best run. And let's get Trevor Hook up here. It's kind of ended up on the wrong side of strategy tonight. Hey, Trevor. It's Ryan and Kendall up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, just tell us a little bit about your night. I know you kind of through the 2/3 part of the race were kind of the dominant car. It seemed like you were able to make the high line work there, and you were stuck as the leader on that last pit call where if you stay out, everybody pits, and if you pit, you know, some guys are going to stay out. But I still think you made the right call to pit. But tell us just how you came to that decision and you know, what was going through your mind.
Yeah, so I knew I still had a set of tires left, and I figured, well, if I go in, everybody else will probably go in. So why not get some fresh tires? I think we had about 10 laps on the tires that we were running, and we had about 10 laps left in the race. But all in all, I guess it was a good night. I'm a little disappointed that that late caution flew, I guess, around lap 60. But yeah, it was good. Definitely progressing, and I think after coming off of last week's win, you know, got a little more confidence coming in tonight's race.
Yeah, you showed it. You were ripping the fence out there. I mean, these cars are not easy to drive up there that high, because if you make a slight mistake, they just stick to the wall. And, you know, you were definitely flexing some muscle tonight in that 84 car. They definitely know that last week wasn't a fluke. And it's just kind of a shame that I think the caution that really killed you was the one with like 3 laps to go, or right after. It was like maybe 5 laps to go. Y'all had just come out of the pits, and then it just killed all your time to make your way through the field.
Yeah, that kind of killed us there. And then another thing, I think some of those guys took 2 tires there.
They did. They
when we
did.
pit, so
We found that out through the interview process. They did. There was 2 guys that took 2 and beat you off pit road. And Roberto, who won, he did take 4, but Jimmy was on 2 as well as the 16 car there, John Peterson.
yeah, I thought it was just Roberto and I who were the only ones on 4, but I guess overall we had a good run. So we'll see what happens next week at Darlington.
All right. Well, Trevor, you got anybody you want to thank before we let you roll out of here?
Yeah, I think Landon and the guys over at Tam Academy again, and Dylan for the paint schemes. Obviously, he hooks us up with some good looking schemes, and then shout out to my dad again. I know he's watching. So,
Trevor, we're happy to have you in the league, and keep the momentum rolling to Darlington next week. Maybe we'll be talking to you there.
awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Trevor Hook. Dominant car through the middle part of the race. Ends up 5th tonight, so a great points race or points night, as he's going to end up probably in the top 10 after tonight. One guy I wanted to get a quick word in before we left is Dylan Wedgwood. I think he's finished 3rd or 4th a few times. We never interviewed him, so let's get him up here. Dylan Wedgwood, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, Dylan. Up and down night for the 17 bunch, but you were at the front most of the night. I think you got involved in a crash that wasn't really your fault. You made a nice save and got packed in from behind. Probably were on the damage repair for a little bit through the race there, but able to drive it back up for a top 3. How was your night at Auto Club?
Yeah, it was good. We were definitely fast all night. I thought we were one of the faster cars. Unfortunately, that incident kind of set us back a little bit, but it was just racing. There's nothing harmful about it, really. Yeah, I just tried to keep it clean and narrowly avoided those 2 wrecks on the final lap.
Yeah, but it should boost you in the points finally. I know you've kind of had a little bit of your brother's luck from last season, but finally able to capitalize and get a good finish here tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody at the Back Porch Barbershop for coming on board this season. Circle B Diecast, the Racing Warehouse, Highline Media, you guys for putting this on, and I want to say I was running the memorial sticker for my squad leader, Staff Sergeant Gabriel, who passed away last month. I want to dedicate the podium to him. So, yeah, overall a good night.
We certainly appreciate your service as well as his service, and all of the good the military, of course, does with Memorial Day coming up, and really cool to see you able to get a podium finish for him. That's awesome.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, well, hopefully we'll be talking to you here more often. Dylan, great run tonight, and we'll see you at Darlington next week.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, that's the thoughts of Dylan Wedgwood, brother to the league founder, Toby Wedgwood. A nice, solid 3rd place run tonight. Definitely should boost him back up here in the points. But it's Roberto Ramirez taking the win tonight. And an incredible race. I mean, Ryan, we had everything you could ask for from a race tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy I was in the booth for this.
This series really puts on a lot of good shows. Last week we had the field intermixed, and tonight Roberto is going to close the gap quite a bit in the points, and wins in a thriller, unpredictable all the way to the end. Even John Peterson had a shot at it, almost to the line, but like he said, I think if Roberto lifts, John might be there. So
I agree.
Well, from everybody here at Highline Media, we thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a whale of a race, and we'll see you from Darlington next week.